Welcome to the Maths Journal. I'm the Masses, and this is my training journal based on my training perspectives and my training experiences. This is day 13 of 90. In today's lesson, we want to speak about losing. Yesterday, I lost a couple of trades. I didn't make profit at all yesterday, but it was the best trading ever of my life. Yesterday was the best trading ever of my life. The motto is improvement, maintenance, and victory. The reason it was the best trading ever is because I followed a routine. It was so easy for me to manage the trades. And it was so easy for me to accept that, okay, there was no profit to be made. But this is not necessarily just losing per se, but it's understanding losing from a small account perspective. When I think about my journey of trading, and I think about the reason why I'm trading a small account, one is because trading a large account has to be earned. Trading a large account is big funds. Can't just do as you please in the market. You have to earn it. So that's the perspective of it. My perspective again. Now, I'm not saying that that's how you should look at it, but understand where I'm coming from. You have to earn it. And it was also because it's situational. I didn't have any money. And the perspective was that here's trading. It's a job. It can get you out of a sticky situation very quick, which is true. But you have to be, what is this? Able. Yeah, you have to have the ability to make that profit, because it's not something that eventually happens. It's something you make happen. We can be 10 traders and only one is profitable, even though we use the same strategy, same account size, because it's the trader who makes the account profitable. But another thing that we don't talk about is that sometimes your timing is bad. Now, when I say timing, I'm not necessarily talking about signal timing. I'm talking about your timing when it comes to funding. Sometimes your timing is bad. And it could happen that every time you fund under bad timing because of the intervals. And the size. Here's the thing about a small account. You're not trading for profits. You cannot aim or gauge for profits, especially when it's from the 0 to 2,000 mark. You can't be trading for profits. You are not trading for profits. It's impossible to trade for profits because every loss is a damage to your account. Trading from drawdowns on a small account is harder from trading from drawdowns on a large account. Because here's the thing, if I have a larger account, 10K, I lose 20 trades in a row. None of this 1% bullshit. Because it's impractical. You can't always lose 1% of your account whenever you trade. But you can always take the smallest lot size whenever you trade. And because signals differ in terms of size, distance, and volume and volatility, and the outcome is going to be different. So you can't lose 1% of your account. It's impractical. I want to say it's stupid, but yeah, it's impractical. And because your account fluctuates. So every day the 1% figure changes. Today it was 10K. What's 1% of 10K? Then tomorrow your account is at 15K. What's 1% of 15K? You cannot have consistent loss size, but you can have a consistent lot size to win. And that will be influenced by the time frames that you use. Regardless of the time frames that you use, you get paid, which is these higher time frames. So understanding that, okay, what we were told is that handling something small is the same as handling large numbers, large quantities. We just have to divide it in the same system, not in the market. Handling small figures in the market is harder than handling large figures in the market because every drawdown is painful. Because they don't talk about what comes into every trade. Intention, expectation, planning, process, confidence on execution, and then you lose the trade. When your account is bigger, you can take that and trade again. When your account is small, you cannot take that. It will damage you big time because you have to revenge trade. When I say you have to revenge trade, I don't mean that you lose a trade and you take a trade immediately. The idea of reverse trading is making back what you lost. When you have a small account, you always have to fight for what you lost. And that's the cycle you're always going to be trapped in. Fighting for what I lost, fighting for what I lost. Now, it does sound like there's no way out. There is a way out. And that's why I created my gradual program trading strategy, or whatever it is. It's because I was tired. I was tired of blowing accounts, because these accounts actually meant something to me. And I was tired of being in this cycle of small accounts. Now, as time went on, the more I executed, the more I find out, the more structure I built. And the structure told me that, oh, this is how you want to allocate your funds in the market and trade consistently. Wow, that's dope. But how do you get out of a loss is the question. How do you get out of a loss, especially when your account is small, is the question. How do you gain confidence after a losing streak on a small account? That's the question. How do you get your first win on a small account when you've never gotten a win? This comes down to time frames. Time frames and the ease around it. A trade becomes easy based on its management. What do I mean by that? I mean, if I find a trade, and again, broker also plays a big role, which is something I want to mention. If I have an account, $1,000 account, I take a trade with 900. The markets are 50-50. The market pulling back can cause me to close a trade and lose half of my account while the trade hasn't even played out. Why? Because of the management. Poor management from the beginning. Poor management from execution. You found a good trade. The best trade ever. The best signal ever. And this signal is going to play out for the next 30 days. Now, that doesn't mean your strategy captures signals that occur for 30 days. Again, the outcome of context is based on the market. So if the market says, you know what, this one trade will move for 10 days. It will move for 10 days. It's not your strategy. It just happened that you participated. It's unique. That perspective that you interacted with was unique in that time period. That's why you hear someone telling you that I held a 28-cent trade until $29. That move won't happen again. It was specific and unique to that particular moment. The market might go from $20 to $28, $10 to $28, but it won't go to 28 cents and $28 again. You have to be there to actually experience that. So poor management of a trade is what causes friction in trading. You don't believe that there's another day. You don't believe that the market is going to react the next day. You believe today, because I found it, I have to prove today that I deserve to be here. You prove that by your routine. You prove that by your process. I need to make a video of what routine is and what process is. I think I'm going to do some research, extensive research, because I can only explain elements within my process, but I can't necessarily explain it for what it is, because I can explain like other traders, it's the system you follow in order to win. That's not true. Like, you can follow the system and still lose. There's a mindset behind it that following the system gives you an edge to win. Just like right now, what's the system? When you do fund tax, it's day 1 until day 90. If you blow, you carry on from where you blew. Obviously, you can't restart the funds. Your funds have to go back to initial. So I blew on day 5, which I did. And I refund on day 12. Day 5 until day 12. Does that mean I'm not doing anything? No. I'm studying my participation. What did I do wrong? Why did I do that? The attempt of that particular account it failed. That attempt failed. But the truth of the process, it didn't fail. The process was to assess my performance at the end of 90 days. Now, I'm the one who's making this process successful. This process is not making me successful, because Had I quit at day 5 and say restart, I collect the losing process, or I collect an L and I put it in my journal, and I start off from an energy of losing. The next time I attempt, my perspective was, I don't want to lose. Instead of, I'm in the mojo, I lost. Okay, that is two different people. I don't want to lose because I went through a loss. I'm still in the stage of, I'm still in the first phase. I lost, I'm carrying on, I understand, I'm gonna improve. That loss was not even real. It was a mistake. It becomes a mistake in that case. It doesn't become an L. So your process helps with things like that, to develop the mojo, the groove. There's no absence of work in the market, whether you have large funding or small funding. But we usually lose because of poor management. You have 1,000. That's a small account. You don't necessarily need to be taking a trade worth 900. You don't. You can take a trade worth 100. The reason you can't do that is because of the time frames you're using. Obviously, taking a trade, 100 rand or $100 trade on 5 minutes is not going to pay that much. But taking 100 rand trade on an H1, 24 candles, that's 2400. One single candle is $100. How much is 24 candles? One trade. So the waiting is not necessarily patience. I'm waiting for a signal. No, the waiting is let the market express itself, and have a belief that the market is gonna move again tomorrow, because it will move. It was moving before you fund it. It will move after you fund. The only reason you feel friction is because you don't want to immerse yourself in the experience of your account. And the reason you should immerse yourself in the experience of your account, because it's unique to you. And given that you do participate positively, now positively doesn't mean the market is easy. That's an incorrect perception. The most exciting fights, the most exciting matches are the ones that are most challenging. When one team free flows on another, it sucks. When another fighter free flows on another fighter, it sucks, unless it's your favorite fighter. Same thing when it comes to the market. You don't want to be free flowing. Anyone can make profit when profit is convenient. But account management, which is your actual job, account management and technical management, those are the two pillars of trading, or practical trading, two pillars of practical trading in real time. Account management and technical management. Technicals, you're managing bullish moves and bearish moves on multiple time frames to profit. And then your system is based on that. The reason you immerse yourself in the experience is for you to actually understand how to handle that account, for you to actually understand how to handle yourself under that particular perspective. And a loss, it's not even a big deal. Here's the thing. Your account is built to fluctuate. So losses are unreal. If I'm going to have 1,000 rand account and I lose 500 rand, for me to make 10,000 rand, do I really need to talk about my loss of 500? I feel like trading was better then, when people used to hide their losses. That idea of your mentor needs to show you his losses. That's the reason traders are not winning anymore, because they don't have a prioritization of profit no more. They have a they prioritize protecting their account instead of actually trading. Trading was never about protecting your capital. It was about making as much capital as possible with your funding. Your funds, as soon as you fund, gone. So what do you need to prioritize? Prioritize capital, capital, capital. Here's the thing. Large profits, making large profits is also a form of risk management. Now, I know it sounds like I'm contradicting myself. Like, do not take large trades. Take large trades. Do not. No, I'm just making you understand that there's two perspectives, and those perspectives need to be understood at different points in time in your trading. The most important point in your trading right now is immersing yourself in the experience of your account. And after your account either hits your goal or blows, you don't need to take it personal. What you need to take personal is the character that you are. If you take a loss and you while out, question that. If you take a W and you start feeling like you're King Kong, question that. Because you still have to do this tomorrow. and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. Now we put up time limits. We put up a definite goal, because a dream without a plan is just a dream, and a goal without a plan will never be achieved. So these numbers, these specifications ensure that we move towards something that's tangible. If I blow, I know I'm blowing en route to 200K. I'm not blowing en route to profitability. What is profitability? $50, making $50 is profitability. Making $100 is profitability. Depending on what you find, where you are, making a profit is profitability. Now, we traders have set a standard that moving funds, meaning a certain amount to a certain amount, that is real profitability. Maybe 1,000 to 100K or 1,000 to 20K. That's profitability, because trading is exponential. You're not about to fund 1,000 and withdraw 1,000 and say you're a good trader. The fuck is that? Then, utilizing capital consistently. Now you have 100,000. You cannot build 100,000 without a good track record. Meaning you cannot build 100,000 without knowing what to do. And trading is not what you know, it's what you do. So if you did well, you have 100K, and you're less likely to blow that 100K. You're most likely to hit 1 million quicker than someone who's planning to hit that 100K, because you are capable. So immersing yourself in the experience allows you to be capable. Have a track record of you growing funds to capital. You have a track record, evidence, report for you to be able to utilize capital consistently. And those are the two heavens of trading. That's what we're aiming for. We're not aiming for me to know more than you. The only reason I'm trying to know more, or you are trying to know more, is for your structure, for your process. So you understand what you can do, what you don't need to do, what you can focus on, what you need to objectify. Everything else is not real. Me knowing more than you doesn't help me with anything in terms of my trading. Me knowing fundamentals, and it doesn't help me with my trading. Your learning is for you to be comfortable when it comes to the experience of that trading. So when you do lose, you just have to take it as it's a fluctuation. If I'm complaining about this loss, that means I don't have the strength to take my account forward. What you need to do is just accept I lost and understand why you did. I lost because I took too many trades. I lost because the market invalidated my trade. Done. And you can't necessarily lose outside these three elements: FOMO, over leveraging, and unfamiliarity. If you don't understand a trade, you shouldn't be trading it. If you're too early, too late, you shouldn't be trading it. And if you're taking too much leverage where it's not suitable for your account size at that particular point, you shouldn't be trading it. Now, all this has to be perceived in real time. In real time, if I'm too late for a signal, don't take it. If I'm too early for a signal, don't take it. If I feel like taking too much leverage because I want to make up for something, or I have an intention to hit something, don't do it. Intentional leverage makes more sense than revenge leverage. Intentional leverage is like this. If I have a K, I find a W, I put my 1K up on that W. Here's the thing, I could blow that W. Boo-hoo if I blow. But if I don't blow, it's red pennies. I won. And now I'm moving forward to something more substantial. So it's basically the same thing when it comes to your particular account. Don't be forcing that scalability. Yes, when you do start out with your small account, it's pure survival. I'm not going to lie to you and say, yeah, it's not survival. Why is it survival? Especially when this is your last funds. I hear traders say, you don't trade your last funds, it's impossible to grow. No, it's not impossible. It's frustrating. It's frustrating because you work so much for such a small movement, and one mistake can just take you back 10 times. So you just need to acknowledge these things, these factors being a reality within your trading. That, what, a small account requires a lot of work, and when I do lose, it affects me big time. So what does that mean? It means as a trader, I should be one who accepts that, okay, what, I'm not here, I'm not going to do this for a very long period of time, but I need to immerse myself within this experience, because I just need to get it right once. Now, obviously, when you don't get it right, it frustrates you. And because it's your last money, you probably want to fund after some time. And funding after some time, again, you find yourself in a wrong cycle of the market. And you go through that thing again, because sometimes you just need to go through 3 losses before you go into a profit. And you're not allowed to when it comes to a small account. So immerse yourself in the time frames that move your account regardless of lot size. Immerse yourself in the experience. And these time frames are the H1, H4, and the daily. Trading on these time frames, you don't interact with the market that much. You don't. One good trade, you're sorted. You're sorted. Now, broker, the last topic, broker. Your broker plays a significant role in how much profit you make. I can fund $100 on a particular broker. You fund $100 on a particular broker, and you go through hell, and I don't, because your broker plays a significant role in how much you can leverage, how much you can make per trade, and that's a problem. You need to find good. I have 3 brokers. All of them with a minimum deposit of at least $10. Okay, not at least $10. 2 of them have a minimum deposit of like $4, $3. Because $50 trend, what is this, into dollars, like $3 or $2. Yeah, minimum deposit is $2. The accounts I'm trading with $2. You know what I'm saying? Is it nice? No, it's not. It's not nice. But trading is exponential. If you can take a trade, you can move forward. And that's the truth. So this is day 13. Yesterday I had my best type of trading ever. Do I want to trade? Like, I'm sick of it. I don't want to lie. I'm sick of it. When I look at my method, I could have made money with any account size, but why do I trade with small account? Here's the thing. It's because given I do it under this condition, this perspective, I get to have a blueprint then that can guide people practically, because I know how to design systems. So I can integrate these systems with the character, the belief, perspectives that are required to grow an account. Because the people who actually are in shitholes and they need to get out, and this is their last funds. And given that this doesn't work out, they're done for forever. And this could have changed their lives. That's why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I get to have the blueprint on how to actually do it. Given that I do get lost in Guadalajara, I can take 10 pesos and become, Miguel. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, yeah, don't take losses too personal. Your account is built to fluctuate. Obviously, your account is small. It's going to be more painful because you put so much effort to get that one dub, and then the market takes it back through an insignificant move. It's painful. It's not fun. But be proud that you are part of that journey, because even if you do make it, not only can you do it again twice as easy, twice as fast, but you can teach everyone and anyone around you on how to get it done. People will tell you there's multiple ways to make money in the market. You'll know of a definite way to make money in the market. And that's the perspective behind it. When you do lose, now I'm not talking about when you blow. When you do lose, perceive the market from what's the easiest form of moving money. How can I move money in the easiest way? And that's management. Small lot with a good time frame that pays you regardless of the lot size. Do that continuously over time, 90 days, 60 days, 120 days, you have a scalable account. Is it gonna be easy? No, it's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be progressive. That's what you need to understand about trading. It's not supposed to be easy, it's supposed to be progressive. And then comparison. Don't compare yourself with other people's situations. In real time, you are the best trader in the world. Because in real time, you're the only one who has to deal with your situation, your conditions, and your account, and have to hit your goal. And no one can deal with that better than you. Now, when you do blow according to your process or route, you do not stop and say, I blew, I need to restart. Carry on and finish the 90 days. You'll learn more from that, and you'll learn more from yourself. And you learn more from your losses than you do from your wins, because anyone can perform well when they are winning. Not everyone can perform when they're losing, and that's when it actually matters. Does it actually matter? I don't know, because you can literally live a great life your whole life and not experience some bad shit and die, and you lived a great life. You know what I'm saying? So it's we keep on trying to generalize life. The only general thing is life, birth, death, and that's it. Male, female. The other things, everything is just not trading though. Trading can be intentional, can have a step-to-step guide to success. Problem, we tend to not tell ourselves the truth of what we have, where we are, and what we're using. You're using a small account and there's this specific broker, and this broker doesn't allow this type of pressure. You have to be honest. Your first month is going to be hard. Why? Because this broker, it damages my work and effort. So that's the truth of it. Yes, this is day 13. Yeah, this is day 13. I don't know why I'm making these fucking 30-minute videos. I want them to be shorter, like 15 minutes. But whenever I script, it doesn't come out the way I want. Do I necessarily script? I don't. I write the script. I voice note it. And the voice notes are amazing because I can express myself the way I feel. And then I try to find the pointers from the voice note to express in the videos. And then the videos start telling me other things that I don't know. Like, hey, you don't know this. You don't know this. You don't know this. So yeah, I'm kind of bored. I'm frustrated. I lost like $37 yesterday on my $50 account. Fucking annoying because you work backwards. I woke up, I took more trades. I was up $50, but because it's a small account, the second trade came into a drawdown. I had to close. I'm at $38 again. I took more trades. One trade. It's annoying. It's annoying, but at the end of 90 days, I want my money. That's the thing. I don't give a fuck how annoying it is. At the end of 90 days, I want my money. I'm gonna be rich as fuck because I have my processes, my plans, and my systems in place, and they just need funds to be allocated to fucking build this monster that I'm trying to build of my life. And yeah, maybe after that, then I'll probably make proper videos. I'll probably have a team then, and proper planning and all that. But it's not even proper planning because I've journaled so much. I've researched so much. You know, when I say journal, I mean trial, error, setting hypotheses, testing them, and losing, winning, all that. Taking the right decisions regardless of how you feel. That's the process. That's the real system, character that you are. So I don't know. I could say what could save a trader, but it's very hard to do. It's not just, oh, I hear what this guy's saying, I'm gonna do it. Because you're obviously in a specific state of mind. That's why you're trading. Usually traders are always in this poor state of mind. And it's not because they lack abundance. They know the market is abundant. The poor state of mind comes from, I know I'm gonna attempt and I'm gonna lose anyways. Don't have that mindset. What do you mean you're gonna lose anyways? You know you're gonna attempt. You haven't experienced what you're talking about. Go trade and go lose and then say that. Do not put yourself in a hole before you actually get there. So that's basically what it is. Don't stop recording. When you record, you recite your process to yourself. Have multiple methods: voice notes, video journals, paper journals, and all that. And I feel like this 90 days has been the best thing I've done for myself in terms of organizing my trading, because I feel so organized when it comes to my work, because it's like I know where everything goes. Unlike when I'm not trading and I didn't put up the 90 days, I'm just doing. Right now it feels like I'm actually at work. I'm clocking in. I'm up, do this, do that, sleep. I'm up, do this, do that, do that, sleep. Again, that doesn't ensure you're gonna win. What ensures you're gonna win is complete accountability and responsibility, breaking down the charts to the easiest variables and breaking down your trading to the easiest variables. Management is the key. Utilize small lot sizes, 2 strong time frames, while utilizing time as a contributing factor to your overall goal. If you collect $2 every day until day 90, your account is big enough to be scalable. And if it's big enough to be scalable, it's because you built it from scratch and you built it using your skill. That means you have evidence, report, enough ability to maintain that. So yeah, always record. We did it before where we took a small account. First trade was impulsive, took us to 8K, and from there was free sailing. Again, that's risky. Don't do that on your first trade. You could do that if you find a great trade. It's 50-50 again. If you're willing to take the layoff, meaning if I do blow, I'm gonna be laid out for a while. You can take that. It can stabilize your account. But the markets move the way they want. Take your trade with as many trades as you, with as many positions as possible. The market moves sideways. Rough. So it's things like that. You just need to be okay with it. Have definite time frames, definite pairs, definite goal, a definite timeline, a definite routine. These are the things that I'm doing, and then from there, you're trading. You try to be adaptable. My account is small. That's why you iterate your process to yourself, so you understand where you are. My account is small. I know if I lose, that's what's going to happen. So I'm doing this. I took a loss today. There's not much I can do besides look for another great trade. The context is not supporting me, so I'll wait until the context supports me. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what it is. Improvement, maintenance, and victory. The masses.